Prophet Ibrahim, SCAs, also known as Abraham in the Judeo-Christian tradition, is one of the greatest prophets in Islam. His story is one of unwavering faith, immense sacrifice, and unparalleled dedication to Allah. Ibrahim holds a special status among the prophets as the Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, and his life is a profound example of monotheism, obedience, and submission to divine will. Ibrahim was born in the ancient city of in Mesopotamia during a time when idolatry was rampant. The people of his land, including his father, Azar or Terah, worshipped idols made of wood and stone. Ibrahim was deeply disturbed by this practice from an early age. He questioned the logic of worshipping lifeless objects that could neither see, hear, nor help their worshippers. His innate intelligence and divine guidance led him to conclude that there was only one creator worthy of worship. As a young boy, Ibrahim began to confront his father and his people about their idolatry. He asked his father why he worshipped statues that could not benefit or harm him. Despite his father's rebuke and attempts to silence him, Ibrahim remained steadfast in his mission to guide his family and community to the truth. He openly declared his belief in one God, Allah, and began inviting others to abandon their idols and worship Allah alone. One of the most significant incidents in Ibrahim's early life occurred when he decided to demonstrate the futility of idol worship in a dramatic way. During a grand festival when the townspeople left to celebrate outside the city, Ibrahim entered the temple where their idols were kept. He destroyed all the idols except the largest one, placing the axe in its hands. When the people returned and discovered the destruction, they were furious and demanded to know who was responsible. Ibrahim cleverly pointed to the largest idol and suggested they ask it if it was capable of defending itself. This act exposed the absurdity of their beliefs and infuriated them further. The townspeople, led by their king, Nimrod, decided to punish Ibrahim severely. They prepared a massive fire to burn him alive. Ibrahim was tied and thrown into the fire, but Allah commanded the fire to be cool and safe for him. This miraculous event stunned the onlookers and proved the power of Allah. Despite this, many continued in their disbelief, but a few, including a young man named Lut, accepted Ibrahim's message. Ibrahim continued his mission, moving from one place to another to spread the message of monotheism. He eventually migrated to the land of Canaan where he married Sarah. However, Sarah was unable to bear children, and she encouraged Ibrahim to marry Hagar. From this union, their son Ismail was born. The birth of Ismail brought great joy to Ibrahim, but it was accompanied by a profound test of faith. Allah commanded Ibrahim to take Hajar and the infant Ismail to the barren desert of Makkah and leave them there. With unwavering trust in Allah, Ibrahim obeyed. Hajar, though initially distressed, accepted Allah's will and placed her trust in him. Left alone in the desert, Hajar searched desperately for water, running between the hills of Safa and Marwa 7 times. Her faith was rewarded when the angel Gabriel, struck the ground and the Zamzam well miraculously gushed forth. This marked the beginning of the settlement of Makkah. Years later, Ibrahim was reunited with his son Ismail Allah tested him again by commanding him in a dream to sacrifice his beloved son. Despite the immense difficulty of the command, Ibrahim submitted to Allah's will. Ismail equally devoted to Allah, agreed to be sacrificed. As Ibrahim prepared to carry out the command, Allah replaced Ismail with a ram, sparing his life and rewarding their obedience. This act of devotion is commemorated by Muslims every year during the festival of Eid al-Adha. Ibrahim and Ismail were also tasked with building the Kaaba, the house of Allah, in Makkah. Together, they raised the foundations of this sacred structure, praying for their work to be accepted and for their descendants to remain steadfast in their faith. The Kaaba became a central symbol of monotheism and remains the focal point of Muslim worship. Throughout his life, Ibrahim engaged in profound discussions with people to guide them toward the truth. One notable encounter was with King Nimrod, who arrogantly claimed divinity. When Nimrod challenged Ibrahim's belief in Allah, Ibrahim argued that Allah brings life and death. Nimrod, in his arrogance, claimed he could do the same by pardoning one man and executing another. Ibrahim then pointed out that Allah causes the sun to rise from the east and challenged Nimrod to make it rise from the west. Nimrod was silenced, unable to respond. Ibrahim's life was marked by continuous migration in pursuit of spreading the truth. He moved to Egypt, where he was gifted Hajar, and later to Palestine, where he settled and continued to preach. Despite facing rejection, opposition, and immense trials, Ibrahim remained unwavering in his mission to guide humanity to Allah. In his later years, Ibrahim was blessed with another son, Ishaq through Sarah. Allah promised that both of Ibrahim's sons would become the progenitors of great nations. Ismail became the ancestor of the Arabs, and Ishaq the ancestor of the Israelites, linking Ibrahim to Prophet Muhammad and other prophets in Islamic tradition. Ibrahim lived a long life filled with devotion, trials, and triumphs. He passed away peacefully and was laid to rest in Hebron, in present-day Palestine. His legacy endures as the patriarch of monotheism, revered by Muslims, Christians, and Jews alike. In Islam, Ibrahim's life is celebrated for its profound lessons of faith, obedience, and sacrifice. His unwavering belief in Allah, even in the face of unimaginable challenges, serves as an eternal example for all believers. His story is a reminder that true success lies in submission to Allah's will, and his legacy continues to inspire millions around the world.